how do we convert the advantages into a win? In this case, white is a pawn up, and additionally we can see that the black king is rather unhappy with the dark squares because the h6 pawn controls g7 and also the e pawn controls f6. So black has a very difficult task ahead of him. How can white exploit this? It is white's turn. And in this game, to be honest, I thought my best chances are if I simply exchange almost everything and just remain with one rook and the minor pieces. And this is the way how I did it. Rook to b4, rook b7, then exchanged queens, pawn c3, knight to c5, attacks the d3 pawn. So we go bishop f1, the safest way, knight to f5. Black is trying to activate his knights. And here, as I mentioned, we want to exchange almost all pieces and remain with a rook and a handful of minor pieces, maybe even one. So therefore, rook to a1 first, activating the rook, and after bishop to b5, at f6 check, improving the knight, and now comes the idea we talked, knight to d4. White is absolutely happy accepting these doubled pawns just to exchange. The question is where does the knight go? The knight goes to a6, and then rook to b3, and here white just needs to improve the position gradually, exchange queens, and then it's clear that white is completely winning, and we want to see the reason. So to b8 and rook to a7. And here you can see it very clearly. The problem is that the pawns such as f7 can never be defended because the king on h8 cannot be activated. And this is why we actually wanted to exchange a lot of pieces, because while white's king might be activated, black's king theoretically cannot enter the game as long as white has this very powerful knight on f6 and this pawn on h6. So black is doomed to passivity and later went on to lose the game rather quickly. For more chess content, follow this channel and hit the like button.